Welcome back. Well, when you're selling your home, there may be some minor things that need to be replaced or repaired, and it might be hard to find that handy person to help. This dynamic duo that's sitting in front of us, we got Katie Johansson, a real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, and then Chase Johansson, owner of the Stop Home Services, are here to share how they can help streamline your home sale. Give it to us. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
I hope you were very bundled up on your way here.
Yes, we definitely were.
I feel bad for all of our guests this morning. All right, so tell us, how does this all work and how can we make this easier for people?
Yeah, so whenever I go to list a house, the first thing I always do is do a walkthrough with the client where we want to look at things that, you know, maybe need to be done or could be done to make it as appealing as we possibly can for all the buyers out there. I'm not a huge advocate of redoing your whole house, you know, in order to sell it, because you don't usually get a good return with that. But there are usually small repairs or inexpensive updates that you can do that are just going to help you along the way. The other thing that we want to look at is any potential things that could be flagged on appraisal, especially FHA or VA appraisals. FHA and VA are insured by the government, and so they have more strict standards as far as the property goes that the property needs to meet than a conventional would. So we want to get ahead of any of those items so that your house is just ready to go for whatever buyer you may get.
And so then we partner with the man on the right with One Stop Home Services. How does that partnership work? Where do you come in?
So because we're not doing those huge remodeling projects, you know, with what we're focusing on, it can be really challenging to find someone who's willing to take on smaller odd jobs. And so with Chase's experience and his extensive background that he has, it's great. I can just kind of toss him into any situation. Sometimes we get, you know, kind of some off the wall stuff that we need to be doing, and I can just throw him in there and he gets it done for everybody. And it's just one less thing on that seller's plate, and makes it easier for them.
Chase, what are you kind of doing when you get that call? What kinds of things are you repairing or fixing up?
Well, there's always a variety of projects that can be done around the house, and some of them can be pretty unique. Working with Katie and as well as other agents, I've been able to see quite a few different projects. I actually brought some photos with some projects that I've done in the past.
Perfect. Okay,
as you can see here, the siding was actually flagged on an appraisal. So all I did was removed all the rotted siding from both the house and garage, replaced it with some new siding, and then color matched it and painted it so it all looked like nothing was there.
Absolutely.
Then,
so, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Then the next slide, this was more so a cleanup for a client. All I did was removed a lot of the overgrowth and then put some pavers down. This is a good example of curb appeal. For when you're trying to sell your house, you want it to look as best as you can. And then this last photo on the right, it wasn't flagged on an appraisal, but we just knew that it could be a potential issue. And so all I did with this one was I took the bricks that were there and kind of jigsaw puzzled it back together, and then it was actually kind of nice for them because I used the materials that were there and it saved them a lot of money.
Kind of going off of that, if somebody doesn't have the funds or the ability to make those sorts of changes, I mean, how do they go about that?
Yeah, so another nice thing about working with Chase is he has the flexibility to actually collect payment at closing. So that prevents the seller from having to come up with those out-of-pocket, you know, dollars, because sometimes, you know, money is tight. And so when you've got a lot of equity wrapped up in your home, we actually can use that equity at closing, take it out of your proceeds, and then it's not something you have to come up with up front.
Absolutely. I feel like we kind of need like an HGTV series with you two.
You're not the only one.
We get that a lot.
Perfect. Okay, well, it's not a new idea, but I think we should really gaslight it here. All right, Katie, Chase, how can we get in, or how can other people get in touch with you? How can they find you?
I am at, if you want to give me a call or a text, 701-870-6385. And then my email address, I think we have a contact slide here. It's kind of lengthy, so
there we go.
It's on the screen there.
And then for me, you can just visit my website and fill out a contact form, and I'll be in touch and we can go from there.
Perfect. All right, dynamic duo, Katie and Chase, thank you both so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Bundle up and we'll... All right, well, coming up right after this, we got your daily dose of motivation. Stick around, it's coming up right after this.